Hi, I'm Mayce.
And I'm Missy.
We're best friends
and business partners. And each week, we're going to bring you a quote that inspires us, and we're going to talk about it.
Join us as we break down our favorite impactful messages for leadership and share how you can apply them to lead with confidence and purpose.
Get ready for a fun and authentic journey into leadership, life, and everything in between.
Well, hey, bestie.
Hey, bestie. Good to see you.
Yes, always good to see you.
Well, today we're going to dive in deep with our guest, Meshell Baker, and we're going to talk about something most leaders really need. She's got it, and that is confidence.
Yes. However, I do want to be clear when we're going to be talking about confidence today, we're not going to be looking at it from the lens of like a soft skill or that motivational shot in the arm, right?
Yeah.
Meshell builds confidence as a repeatable performance system. So Meshell, we're so excited to have you. And okay, we know a lot of people listen to the podcast.
That's right.
But for those of you that are watching, you can see Meshell showed up in her pink today. So
that's right.
We're
the triple M's, three M's. Welcome, Meshell.
Welcome, Meshell. We're glad that you're here.
Thank you, Missy and Macy. So delighted to be here.
Oh, good.
Just so much fun.
Well, good. Before we take a look at the quote that we chose for you and we talk about it, tell our listeners more about you.
Yeah, thanks so much for asking. So I always like to start with saying my gift is igniting self-belief. And I excel at delivering incredible keynotes, workshops, and transformational coaching that has actionable results. And how I do this is I partner with like companies that are mission driven. So I'm looking for leaders who invest in their people. So if you get the 3 Ps, people, profits, planet. So that's the way. So I'm like people, planet, profits. Like how can we create things where people can repeat the confidence that becomes on autopilot as a system so that they're making better decisions, there's stronger retention, and there's measurable behavior that the, CFO is getting excited about, right?
Yeah, all those things are so important.
So good. So good. Okay, so here's the quote, and we know it's perfect for you. And so here it is. Confidence is a habit that can be developed by acting as if you already had the confidence you desire to have. And that was by Brian Tracy.
That is so perfect for you, Meshell.
Yes.
So Missy, Meshell, let's talk about it. So Meshell, when you hear this quote, I'm going to say it again. Confidence is a habit that can be developed by acting as if you already had the confidence you desire to have. What comes to mind when you hear that, Meshell?
I love that quote. And it's interesting because you can hear it 2 ways. So when people hear acting like it, they might go to that fake it till you make it phrase.
Which I have a sense that you don't like that, nor do we.
All.
Nor do we, yes.
No, at all. I love practice for preparation. Right. So, they used to be practice to tell you perfect. Practice so you're prepared. And that's what the habit is. So once you're in the habit of something, you can't not do it. That's what people don't realize. A habit means that your unconscious mind, every part of your body, right? You're no longer triggered to panic, to think insecure, to go into the fear, the fight, flight, or freeze or fawn mode that many people go into because the amygdala has kicked in. So the habit means that you've done it so many times that you can't no longer do it. And they have data and research. Like there's that one study, I think it's Harvard Business Review. If I misquote, don't bash me. But there is a study where they took 3 groups of people. One person shot free throws. The other person imagined shooting free throws, right? And the other person didn't do anything. Well, the people who actually did the free throws and the persons who imagined they made the free throws, they did almost pretty much the same. It was like 1 point off from how successful they were later when they actually went to do free throws. That's what the habit is that you begin to see yourself doing it over and over and over again.
Meshell,
go ahead.
Wait, just as an aside, I'm just curious because we love a good sports analogy, but we're not sporty girls. So are you a sporty girl or are you just I like a good sports analogy girl?
I just like a good sports analogy.
All right. You are one of us, sister. You can sit by us at every game.
That's right. Red Rover. No one called us over. Okay. But I have to, as you said, you can't not do it when you think about habits. And it makes me think about when we're kids, and I probably said this before in the podcast. I know I've talked about it with Macy and when we've trained, but like when you're kids, you just pout and stomp off when you have to brush your teeth. And sometimes you don't. You're like, I'm not going to brush my teeth. I'm rebelling. But you can't not brush your teeth now. And so that just resonated with me. Okay, so back to talking about confidence, right? Like you had to have seen some leaders thinking about confidence as more like a personality trait instead of a soft skill, or you wouldn't specifically make that distinction. So why do you think leaders look at confidence that way?
Well, because so when you look at the workforce, we're going through the generations. So we had the silent, and then we had the boomers, and then the Gen X, and I'm a Gen X, right? So many Gen X's like myself were raised to do what you're supposed to do. Right. So there was not necessarily confidence in doing what you were doing. You were doing it because you were supposed to do it. Mm-hmm. Right. And so what happens is that's what you can track and measure. You can track and measure very easily the productivity of someone's movements, right? They stacked this many boxes. They made this many calls, right? They showed up on time, right? So all of that. Well, what confidence is your ability to be able to handle things when the boxes aren't where they were supposed to be. Right. When the manager is no longer there to tell you what to do every day. So nobody's tracking that. They're just making assumptions that person's problematic because they're not doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, so there's so many rabbit holes we could go down about that.
Right.
One, right?
Yeah. So so the power of confidence is when you start measuring, when you start doing 360s. Right. When you start actually looking at how is this person performing when they are left to their own, like when they're left on their own? Yeah. How is this person making decisions? Is this person asking curious questions? Because these are all offsets, right?
Sure.
So like confidence is up here, and then you have a tree of all of the beautiful things that make a business thrive that happens when employees are, when your team and when the employees and even when the leader's confident.
Yeah. Wow. We had talked about just a little bit ago, but I want to go a little bit deeper, Meshell, about this fake confidence. So how can someone build confidence without it coming across as fake or contrived?
Yeah, it's a great question. And that's where the repeatable system comes in. So I always one of the things is what I always ask when people want to build confidence, why do you want to have confidence? Right. So if it's to acquire, attain, achieve, right, a milestone or something external, well, that's not going to last. Right. So, or if it's to be valuable, right, if it's to have a voice that is inspiring and influences other people at the workplace to thrive and do well. It's because I want to be the kind of leader that wants people remember me. Right.
It's funny because I was just thinking as you were asking that question, like, how would I answer it? So I'm glad to say I fall in the latter, right? I didn't fall into the first kind of caveat that you put in, but the second category.
Right.
So I can pat myself on the back there.
Exactly. And that's what people forget. People forget that the things that you achieve and attain within yourself internally, no one can take that away. Right. So if you're confident in your skills, in your role, when you leave that job, you're going to have, even if you don't do exactly the same thing, confidence left. You left it at the last job. But when you're confident in yourself, you're taking that with you wherever you go, and it grows.
So good.
Yeah,
yes. Okay. So kind of a two-part, kind of a piggyback on that question is, where are the first behaviors, like where should leaders start in behaviors to focus on and begin to start building that confidence?
Oh, great question. So I always love when people start with what is their vision? So what is that employee? So when you took this job, you decided to take this job. Where do you see yourself? Right? You're coming to work every day. You have a plan. So do you plan to work here forever? Do you plan to work here for the next 5 years? So what does it look like? What does successful work look like for you at the end of the day?
So vision, right? Like vision casting almost of what you're wanting to accomplish.
Casting.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So that vision casting. And then what do they value? What matters to them? Right. So if you don't know what matters to people, you cannot motivate them. If you
Preach.
Amen. Preach. I mean, that is something. Nobody wants a pizza party. Every boss thinks that their team wants a pizza party and they're motivated by pizza, but that is not why people want to show up to work. A pizza party is nice and it's fine and it's good, right. But that's not why I'm showing up to work, is for a pizza party. Right. Let me ask you this, kind of a second part to what Missy asked. So we asked what someone should focus on. You're saying vision, what motivates their people, but then how do you turn those behaviors into, because what you pride yourself on, Meshell, is building repeatable behaviors. Yes. So how do you turn those behaviors into something repeatable and not random?
Yeah, so that's great. So once I get clear on what somebody's vision is, so, I always think of my team. So if you have mentioned earlier, I'm a live-in aid to my disabled sister. So this is like, at first I came in and I was just trying to help, right? And literally trying to help. And that just turned into like chaos. So when I started saying, okay, we need to create a system and build business, I started asking them questions, right? Around learning more about themselves, right? And then being able to go, okay, you're here. And what I discovered quickly is that anyone that came in as healthcare assistant to my sister immediately fell in love with her. She's delightful. So then I could leverage that love and that adoration for her into communicating what was how to create something that's consistent. So for one thing, my sister doesn't remember a lot. She has cognitive disabilities. She's legally blind, so she no longer goes into the refrigerator. So they lay out the food. So we created a system that was repeatable, that everything that goes in the refrigerator is labeled. It has a date on it. And you never ask her what she wants. You ask her, like, are you hungry? Yes. Okay. This is what's in the refrigerator. Would you want some of that? Or would you like me to get you something else? So things weren't going to waste. So again, I take all of that back to your question and go, how do you take what they value, what matters to them, and help them to do something consistently? And the first thing I always empower people to do is to make the assumption that today is going to be a great day. Like I think I can't remember the leader you talked about. He had on one of your podcasts recent where he talked about every day they have a meeting that's only 5 minutes.
Yes.
That meeting helps those people assume that it's going to be a great day.
Yes.
The leader has made them matter because they're having the meeting.
Right. They're setting up themselves for a successful, positive day. It's like a huddle. It's like a let's go. And just to kind of piggyback on that, Meshell, it's not a meeting for sake of a meeting.
Right.
They're not just having a meeting. They're having a meeting with a purpose, and the purpose is to get people excited to have
the tone.
A positive day.
And so it all ties back to, so the purpose of them being here is to help. So I'm not doing that and this, right?
Right.
Doing what they do, and I'm giving them purpose to do it well.
Love it.
That.
Right. Meshell, Mayce and I, when we're working with companies and leaders, one of the things that can really hold them back is they get caught up in decision making and like making the wrong decision. So how do you see confidence, or maybe lack thereof, show up in decision making?
Great question. So when people have a lack of confidence, they will not make it. So this is where you get a lot of inaction. People will say, I don't know. Right. Or, or they will become very defensive once they realize that the decision was made wrong. So they almost can't hear you because they're too busy attempting to defend themselves.
Yes.
Right. And I see it all the time. So it's that preface is like, oh, you know what? Nobody's in trouble. You're not wrong. I'm not upset. It's not even a big deal. Right. All I want to understand is what led you to make that decision so I can support you. So the next time you're making it, it's headed in the right direction. Right. Nobody gets it perfect. Right. So reminding people that nobody gets it perfect. People forget we all had to learn how to walk.
Right. Yeah. Right? And we fail a lot along the way, didn't we? We just can't remember it.
Right. We fail a lot. And the fear of failure will cause that inaction and then people will hide decisions.
Yes.
Hide mistakes, which could lead to become very costly in business.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right?
So good.
The goal is to, give people the free reign to feel confident in making a mistake, and you'll actually get less mistakes. As weird as
No, it does sound kind of counterintuitive, but I think you're so right. If you're not going to come down on someone for making a mistake and you allow them to make mistakes, they're going to figure it out. And they can course correct their own mistake. Okay. We started talking about this a little earlier, but again, I want to go a little bit deeper because it's not meant to be a trick question. I know that there's an answer here. So how can you measure confidence? So two ways, Meshell. One, how can the person, let's just call it the employee, how can an employee measure their own confidence, but how then can the boss or the leader measure the confidence of their people?
Yes, this is, again, it's, I find the use of the 360 feedback, there are some behavioral metrics, but the 360 feedback. So if you do a baseline, right, if you're deciding right now, I need to have better culture, people aren't confident, and it generally shows up in low engagement, right? So low engagement. I don't have enough people who are wanting to be promoted or even asking about opportunity within the company, even though there is all this opportunity, right? So that will get you to understand how they feel about the leadership, right? Because generally what happens is they don't think being a leader in the company is worth their time. They're just going to work and keeping their head down. So, and then you can also look, and there's research to show that the more you have increased pursuit of goals, right? And that's and the more curious people are, the more
you got to know it.
The more people take initiative.
Yes.
Right.
But I think
you're doing those on their performance evaluations. You're looking to say that these people take initiative. They ask questions, right? They speak up in meetings. Those are measurable because you're tracking those and you're giving them a performance evaluation off of those.
And I think it goes back to what you said earlier about the vision. You have to ask your people, what are your goals?
Yes.
What is your
vision? You got to know. You've got to know your people.
It.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Okay. And then you can partner. So that's where the partnership comes in. So once you get clear on what someone's goals are, now you have a way to partner with them and help them excel.
So good. All right. I've had a question since we knew we were going to talk with you. And that is about confidence versus ego. And so I want to know thoughts about that. How are they the same? How are they different? Macy and I start every training we do that it takes a certain amount of ego to grow. Too little and you don't think you can, too much and you don't think you need to. So we talk about this a lot. So I want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah. So I love this because I think of confidence as being something intrinsically that it's ego. Confidence is something that where you're having that conversation with yourself. Remember the can't not do it statement that I made. So you are, the root word of confidence is confide. You are confiding in yourself in this favorable way. Now, I want to also let people understand that you always have confidence. Confidence is not good or bad. It's not positive or negative. You are always confiding into yourself. So I'm here to help you create a confidence that you enjoy, that helps you to be perform better, to have better outcomes. Most people are confiding in themselves in a very negative way.
Yes, agreed.
Right?
Yes.
So a lot of negative self-talk.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's not good or bad. Well, whereas ego is driven by insecurity and validation. That's completely right. So confidence, I would say, is an unconscious level. It's something that always exists regardless. Ego is what you're looking externally. Confidence is built internally.
So good.
So glad you asked that question, Missy, because I don't know that people really understand. I mean, I could talk for me, but I'm sure you would say the same. Like I would never have known the difference.
That was good. Really that was good.
Yeah. So ego-driven leaders are going to look for praise. They're going to self-protect. They don't want to be wrong. They're telling people what they have to do. Right. So, and they're more about themselves and less about their team. Whereas a truly confident, right? So someone who has that favorable, positive, empowering, uplifting confidence, they don't have an ego because they know who they are. They've decided that greatness in their leadership exists and they're giving it away. And their only thing is leaving as many great leaders as they can.
That's so good. So good.
Okay, so as it comes to your business, Meshell, one question before I ask the bigger question. Do you work with individuals, like one-on-one coaching, and or going into organizations and working with groups? I just want our listeners to know how they could work with you, and then I'll ask my second question.
Yes, I do. So I do have a select amount of one-on-one coaching I do with, people who are farther along in their career and have hit a juncture, and they're really looking at, some people call it executive presence or right, that kind of confidence. But, one of my recent clients was getting a promotion to executive and had hit a pinnacle of, she just hit doubt. Right? Because it was just all built on stats and data and all of this. And it's like, oh my God, I really want it, but can I do it? And it was in that freeze, like, if I take this, how am I going to be able to sustain what, at this level of anxiety that I'm having right now? And that's what we did. We had a conversation and we actually created it where we proposed it as part of her promotion.
Love that.
Oh, I love that.
She got to start on a new role, an executive role, building this.
That's a good idea.
With me,
right?
So the other people work with me is they'll bring me in when they are having initiatives at their job and they're maybe not getting the engagement they want. So they are mission driven. They believe in their people. They have programs they've built out in their internal LMS, and they're not getting the number of people to engage with it the way they want. So they'll create a program or they'll have programming, and then I'll be brought in to really speak to why, and to at an employee level or even a leadership level, why investing in yourself.
Right. Why does that matter?
So good.
Things that matter. The company, yes. So the company is saying, do this. I'm telling you why. Do it for you, not for them. You may hear them saying it and think, oh, they're just trying to get me to. I'm here to tell you why you want to.
Yeah. Ooh, and the reason I ask that is because I know you have a framework. It's called the Way of Confidence method. So I didn't know if you wanted to share anything about that, kind of as like a teaser for folks that are listening that maybe like, we have to bring her in, or I want to work with her. Like, what does that look like? You don't have to give away your whole method. Don't give away all the goodness and all the secrets. But if you wanted to share something about that, we would love to hear.
Yeah. So, it's built on principle. And I'm actually almost done. I'm just started talking to editors so I can have the book coming out.
Oh, congrats.
So I'm hoping late summer, early fall at the latest, but definitely the book with this methodology that I've held close to my heart. And, even like tell people, we all experience doubt. I had a challenge with it. Like, should I? And I'm like, yes, you should. Right.
Yeah.
But yes, it is all about helping people present themselves as a whole person. Most of the people that I work with they're one person at work, another person in their personal life.
Yes.
Right? And I see it, that this split, and I'm just like, how do you actually become someone who is so free in who you are, so confident in who you are as the gift. I truly believe we're all a gift. Right? So what is it? Statistically, 200 and 300 sperm to make one person. You're a miracle at birth, right? So you're a miracle at birth. You've been given a gift. So how do you look at what that gift is? Get clear on that gift is, where you're investing your energy, and how to create a sustainable self that actually is inspiring and influential no matter where you stand, not just at work in your life. Because people don't understand when you actually become that person, that is your confidence. The way of confidence is contagious. Yes. And everywhere you go, you are affecting people to be their best selves, whoever you decided to be. So mine's is I ignite confidence. I have clients who want people to feel more creative. I have other people who want people to step up into stronger leader. Like, so wherever they go, whatever they decided to be, they are literally giving it away just in how they communicate, and it influences, it impacts at all.
That is so good. So good. Well, this has been amazing. And I think it's a great time to break down like our big takeaway for the week.
Yeah, I would agree. So listeners, if you only take away one thing from this week's episode, let it be this. Confidence is not a feeling that you wait for. It's a behavior that you repeat. And most leaders, they're waiting to feel ready before they take action. But confidence is actually built in the doing. Clear action, repeated consistently, that is what creates belief.
That's right. If it's not measurable, it won't stick. And so confidence that drives results is tied to behavior. Asking questions like, what are people doing differently? What decisions are being made faster? What actions are being taken consistently? I think that has been a theme. And that's where confidence becomes performance.
Yes.
Right? So, Meshell, thank you so much for saying yes to being on our podcast today. If our listeners want to stay connected with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
Oh, the best way is my website, which is my name, Meshellbaker. So it's MeshellBaker.com, or join me on LinkedIn. So
and we'll put that in the show.
Party, right? So.
Yeah, LinkedIn, a LinkedIn party. Okay, so we asked this question of all of our guests. So you tell us what your favorite leadership quote. What's your favorite?
Okay, so I don't know if I don't think it's ever been listed under a leadership quote, but this is how I teach people to lead. And it's by Maya Angelou. And it's people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. People will never forget how you made them feel.
Yeah. That's one of Missy's favorites.
As we all sit here, whether you've had a good leader, a bad leader, an elevating leader, or a deflating leader, it has stayed with you.
Yes.
So this is your legacy as a leader. You leave it with people. So make and they talk about how you made them feel.
Yes.
Not the quotas, not the job. That's what they do.
100%.
So good, Meshell. Well, listeners, do you have a favorite leadership quote? Send it our way and we may spotlight it on a future episode. You never know.
No, you never know. We'll be back next week with another quote and more leadership insights. And you know what we're going to do?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk about it.
Bye, Meshell. Bye, Mayce. Thank you, Meshell.
Thanks, bestie. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you're enjoying this show, please show us some love by clicking the 3 dots to download the podcast, leave us a 5-star rating on your podcast app, and talk about it with other leaders to help them find the show from any of the major podcast apps. We'd love for you to follow us on social media too. Mpactful with an M _ messages on Instagram and Mpactful Messages on LinkedIn.